Hello everybody, welcome to Lesson 8. This week we are moving into the Thinking About Society unit. So last week you turned in your profile essay. We wrapped up the loose ends on our Thinking About the Other unit, and now we're headed into Thinking About Society, where you'll pull together all of the things we've been working on this semester, your statement of beliefs, your thoughts about beliefs, you're thinking about the self, you're thinking about the other, and trying to incorporate another's point of view, or trying to represent rather another's point of view. And now you'll pull all these things together into your final course project, which is an individual proposal. You'll read more about that in this week's prepare document. First of all, we have the weekly introduction, which does talk about thinking about society. Week 1 gives you some of the objectives and outcomes for this week's lesson, so take a look at that. And then in the prepare document, you'll have this week's readings, which include these following presentations and an article called Polling Depends on Voodoo Science, and to review the guidelines for the next project. We'll just look at that really quickly here. We'll spend the next 5 weeks working on this project. It's due at the beginning of the last week of class, which will be your finished presentation. Again, it comes in 2 parts. The first part will be an individual researched proposal, where you take an issue statement, the things that you voted on last week. You'll sign up for one of those this week. Now I'll show you that really quickly, where you'll sign up for a research group. We'll go through here, and I've listed the top 5 issues that you collectively expressed interest in studying. And then once you'll pick your research group, take a look at the sign-up sheet. It looks like this. We have the issues listed here, and then you'll list your name and email address next to the issue that you would like to research for both your individual proposal and the group presentation. So we'll start that this week. That's for the research project group sign up. And so that's the issue that you'll be working with for the remainder of the semester for both, again, your individual proposal and your group presentation. The individual proposals are due at the end, I believe, of week 10 or 11. He'll have more details on that. You'll see that in your calendar. But just some thoughts on that. It should be between 1,000 and 1,500 words. You should have 6 quality sources and use APA documentation style. Now, take note of this section here. It says each proposal should include the following sections, where you define the problem, you offer proposed solutions, or you lay down other solutions that are proposed, and then you assert your own proposal. You lay it out and defend what you believe is the best course of action to solve the problem or to respond to the problem or the issue that you have identified. And then you'll have your references page. Again, so pay attention to these things. This will help you to outline and structure your paper. You can even use these as headings, your statement of the problem, the proposed solutions, and your own proposal. Those could be some good headings. Here are some guidelines for APA format that you want to look through. And also, note this part in red here. You must complete an individual proposal to participate in the next step of the project, which is the team presentation. So if you do not submit or complete an individual proposal, I can't allow you to work on the team presentation. So just keep that in mind. Take a look also at the grading rubric that will give you insights on what I will be looking for as I grade your individual proposals. Things like the quality of your research, whether or not your solution is clearly stated, whether or not you draw a persuasive discourse, logos, pathos, ethos, whether or not you offer a logical argument, whether or not it's rational, flows well, your integration of sources, and your use of APA documentation style, and also the editing. So these are all things I will be looking for, so take a look at that. So this is for the individual proposal, And then once we are finished with the individual proposal, we'll move into the group presentation, where you will work with your group, and based off of all of the work that you have each done, you'll bring that together collectively, and you'll make a presentation that discusses the way that you have determined as a group that you think is best to solve or to respond to the issue that your group is focused on. So we'll get a little more into that as we move toward that part of the research presentation. But for now, you'll be focused on the individual proposal. And this week, in addition to signing up for your group, you'll need to do that as early in the week as you can. You will also, again, be participating in discussions, but you also have a references assignment. You'll submit an APA references list of your research. Now, your list of references should include at least, I believe, 2 peer-reviewed sources. Let's see if the prepared document of using and citing sources must contain 8 sources here. And I believe at least 2 of those should be peer-reviewed. Now, let me know if you have any questions about what it means for it to be peer-reviewed. That's, I think, taken up in the using and citing sources presentation for this week. Basically, just peer-reviewed means it should come from a reputable journal or a book, reputable book, something like that. Not just an internet resource, but it should come from a reputable journal of some sort. So really, that's what we have on the docket for this week. You'll be diving into the work for your individual proposal, completing your group discussions, in which we'll talk about some of the things related to the research process, and in sharing your research ethically and responsibly with others. So that is the week in a nutshell. If you have questions about anything, please do feel free to let me know. My inbox is always open.